agency. We want to make sure that it doesn't look like a government corporation or a government agency. We want it to be a young people's organization in a way that government influence and government intervention is limited, so that the young people can speak for themselves. I would welcome ideas, Saruni, from university leadership on how we can make the youth council better, more democratic, and more representative of the young people. I couldn't agree with you more on this branding issue. I see faces of people all over the place on government projects that have been done. And I think it is made to look like they did it with their own money. I agree with you that this branding, if it costs public money, it should stop. And it is feedback that I am going to take in to see to it that no public money is used to paint people's photos on government projects. Let me answer ex-councillor. I'm told he's ex-councillor, but he's also a doctor. This is good. I didn't know that an ex-councillor, a doctor can be an ex-councillor, but that is good. He has asked me about the NHIF and the transition to shift. Let me tell my brother, I didn't get his name, that the reason why we are shifting from NHIF to shift is because NHIF is limited. NHIF only captures a small section of our society. It is my intention, as I made a commitment to the public, that every Kenyan must have two things: must have access to healthcare and must have access to health insurance. We must make sure that those people, even those who cannot afford NHIF, because there are many people who cannot afford the 500 we are paying at the moment. And that is why we have brought in a means testing system, so that the people who cannot afford the 500, we have now reduced it to 300 under the new program. And even those who cannot afford 300, the government of Kenya is going to pay for them, so that no Kenyan will go to hospital, whether they are suffering from hypertension or cancer or diabetes or whatever. Either they get treatment because level 1, 2, and 3 are free, or they can go to a referral hospital and there is an insurance system through SHIFT, that's the social insurance that is going to make sure that their bills are paid. So, and let me tell you, one very important addition to this program is the digital health platform. The biggest problem we have had in NHIF is the digitization process. We lose a lot of money because of collusion between hospitals and staff at NHIF. In fact, you saw in the public media that there are hospitals that have more accountants than medical officers, because they are gaming the system. We have now standardized all tariffs. There is no way you can be treated by malaria in one hospital and you pay 1,000, and treated for malaria in another hospital and pay 100. We have standardized, whether it is public, whether it is private hospital, we have now standardized treatment. That is what happens world over in countries that understand how to manage matters health. So this is a comprehensive program. It is one program that will change the face of Kenya. Kenyans will no longer have to sell their land, sell their property to go and pay for hospital bills. We will, all of us, stop these harambes and the public collections that we are collecting to go and deal with people. So, my good friend, this is the plan. We have gone through it with Parliament. We have enacted 4 pieces of legislation. It was my plan to launch it on the 1st of this month. Unfortunately, because of the challenges we've gone through with the finance bill, we have shifted it to begin 1st of October, but the process of registration has already started. I think we are on day 4, and already over 100,000 Kenyans have been registered. So, and I want to encourage all Kenyans to register so that we can be able to plan for our health together as the people of Kenya. And we can even plan for our health commodities, and we can be able to secure everybody from matters illness. Thank you very much.
Not finish my questions. So as I continue, I know, but my main point was corruption, whether it's an HIF or chief. I told you 300 million paid to fake claims, around 9 million today, early in the morning. Will this stop in the new system? Is that since you came into power now 2 years ago, the only thing you keep mentioning is the price of unga going down and the housing project, which we do know very well will not be occupied with the common mwananchi like me. So do you have another project that you can always tell us? The things you promise, a lot of things, from police killings, that things are happening. Which one are you going to address other than the two of price of unga and housing? Now, in the police thing, there's somebody, as someone has told you, you have not addressed, someone was asking, there's a police that killed somebody, is believed to have killed the first Rex, the first death of the protests. Still roaming. Yesterday, the other day was seen in a video shooting directly to a crowd. I didn't see the end of the bullets. I cannot tell the crowd to a wall. What is happening to this? When are these people getting arrested? What is the CI doing about them? Why is it that the nobodies are getting arrested, arraigned in court in very few days, but then the big boys are just sitting somewhere eating our taxes? What are you doing about them? What is your direction to address this issue?
Thank you.
So, and also, if you notice something in the pattern, there are the last Mandamano, the recent one that was full of goons. How come the first four, there were no this violence? But then there is the last one, with coffin in town and police entertaining these people dropping the coffin from the lorry, as well as seen packing them back in the lorry in the evening. It's clear that somebody was behind this and the police could not touch the very people that were doing this. But when it was another person with a phone and a bottle of water, they get shot, they get tear gassed. What is happening? Why do you speak A and do C? What instruction are you giving to the police? Yesterday I saw that you are praising the police for having done a good job professionally. Well, people died. What are we praising here? What are we looking at? So can we just match the word with the action? We've been talking too much. We see you on TV every day. Now we're on space. When are we getting to see action? Let me give space for other people. Thank you.
Also, Mr. President, have you tried to reach the families of those who were shot dead by the police or injured by the police? Even a single one? Have you tried to reach even their mothers?
Thank you very much. Let me just speak to two of the things that you have. Yes, I have tried to reach out to Kennedy Onyango's mother, Jessica Onyango. And in fact, I am scheduled to engage with them. I have already sent a message, and they were not available, but they know that I have been looking for them, and I will be speaking to them shortly. On the matter of this rogue police officer that you say is roaming, that is something that I would want to get exact details of who this is, and I can tell you that we will apprehend him and deal with him in accordance with the law. But let me answer also what my friend...
We'll send you video and pictures.
Pardon? Pardon?
If you're having a difficult locating the police, we have videos and pictures of them.
Okay.
So that should be easy.
Please forward the picture and photos to me, to Hussein, my spokesman here, and also I would appreciate if you can send it to also my inbox if you can, or if you can send it to the Independent Police Oversight Authority. We will deal with it. But let me also respond to you about matters corruption. I want to promise you that part of the pushback we had on implementing our universal health coverage is because of corruption. Very many corrupt people who are gaming NHIF were against what we were doing. That is why they went to every court available, trying to sabotage this program, because they know that they will be out of business once we roll out this program, because there will be no room for them to hide. It is also the reason why, my good friend, I am digitizing government services, because I want to reduce the interaction between Kenyans and officers who sometimes ask for bribes left, right, and center. I want Kenyans to access public service from the comfort of their offices or their phones or their homes. But let me speak to the subject of corruption in that matter. Number one, we will operate a digital system through and through, whether it is with KEMSA, we are digitizing KEMSA, we are digitizing commodity distribution, we are digitizing matters to do with the whole, all health hospitals. In fact, the program that is going on now, we have grouped hospitals into PCNs, where we are grouping a number of hospitals into one PCN in every sub-county, so that we can identify where these hospitals are, and we are working with the counties. I know you have said that the only thing I talk about is unga and housing. Let me also tell you, the whole housing plan is not just about houses, my brother. It is about real people, real jobs. Jobs in our industries that manufacture cement, jobs in our industries that manufacture steel, jobs in our industries that manufacture clinker, jobs, engineers, architects, accountants, HR managers, and many people who are working in that ecosystem. And beyond that, let me also tell you, my manifesto is a 5-year manifesto. What you are what I am doing now is a cut. There will be an exam in 5 years. And I will tell you, when I do the exam in 5 years, you will see the results. Number two, beyond what I am doing on the space of jobs around housing, I am actively doing a big program on digital jobs. I was in RUTO the other day, launching with CCI a digital hub that is hiring, as I talk to you today, 5,000 Kenyans in RUTO. I challenge you, you can go to RUTO tomorrow, to CCI, you will find them working. And they are not the only ones. We have 140,000 Kenyans today who are working in different parts of Kenya, in TVETs, in ICT hubs, who are not working before I came to office. Today they are working because I have a very clear plan on digital jobs. When I talked in my manifesto about digital superhighway, it was not a write-up. It was not an essay. It was something that I intended to implement. As I talk to you, we are rolling out fiber optic using our power lines across Kenya. And in this year's budget, I had set money to work with the constituencies, with members of parliament, to make sure that there is an ICT hub in every ward in Kenya, where young people in ordinary places in every ward can have access to the internet, to computers, and to make sure that these young people are trained and they can have access to a digital platform where they can work. As I talk to you, listen to me carefully, 149 to be exact, 1,000 young people who you can contact today are monetizing their talent on the digital platform, working under the program that I have set up. So it is not just housing. It is not digital jobs only. Let me also tell you, today, because of the program that I have rolled out on matters to do with export of our labor, as I talk to you, last year, 120,000 Kenyans went to work abroad in different countries. I've had a good sister there say, what is the president doing in Germany? What was the president doing in America? I want to explain to her simply, what was the president doing in France? We are signing 19 new bilateral labor agreements that will give an opportunity for Kenyans who want to work abroad, an opportunity to export their talent. I'm talking about engineers. I'm talking about accountants. I'm talking about HR managers. I'm talking about workers in different fields who want to go abroad. And I have now begun the process of professionalizing over the last 2 years that whole ecosystem of labor and export of labor out of Kenya. That is why we are seeing an increment, not just in jobs, domestic workers, I don't know, drivers, I don't know what. We are, the reason why we are negotiating new bilateral agreements is that we want to go beyond those workers at that level. We want to export skilled labor, we want to export professionals, and we are creating the ecosystem for that to happen. In fact, if I tell you now, if you go to www.neaims.go.ke, you will see that there are 400,000 jobs on that platform. Different kind of jobs from different countries. We are now trying to make sure that those jobs will not be 400,000, they will be 1 million, and they will be largely, as we conclude these bilateral agreements, bilateral labor agreements, they will include many professional jobs, many skilled jobs. And I want to challenge the young people listening to me on this X forum, that is an opportunity. You can go to eCitizens today and check whether what I am telling you is true or not, whether those jobs exist or they don't. And I want to challenge everybody to go to that space, because that is one of our strategies. In fact, I saw on a Friday when there was a demonstration, one gentleman from my village was interviewed, and he said, you know, the president has failed us because there are not many jobs in Kenya. The problem is that so many people are still going abroad to look for jobs. Little did that guy know from my village that I am the one who facilitated those who have gone abroad. It is part of my strategy to create opportunities. Let me finish by saying, in this year's budget, the whole trajectory was about manufacturing. You know, how do you create local jobs, my friend? The days when we just used to say, oh, we are going to grow the economy and the economy is going to create jobs, that is gone. We have to be deliberate. Housing, I know how many jobs I'm going to create in housing. Digital jobs, I know how many jobs I'm going to create. Export of labor, I know how many jobs I'm going to create. Now, what I had done in this year's budget is to put a mechanism where we promote our own manufacturing, local manufacturing, using local materials, hiring local labor and local professionals, and creating local wealth. There is absolutely absolutely no way we are going to grow jobs in Kenya by making Kenya a supermarket for other countries, by making Kenya an importer of everything.
We can't hear you. You're done.
He's done. Omondi.
Okay, one last question. One last question before I give somebody the mic. I'm seeing several questions flowing to me. It's also mine. I'm made to understand there's a bill on your table about the IBC reconstitution. I'm wondering how long should this be, or rather question would be, Was it a deliberate not to assign the bill so that when your people, the people that are guiding you, people that cannot listen to us, when you want to try to send them home, we cannot because there's no IBC commission that's in place. So what is about IBC? Because personally, I come from Nyanza, so and my home MP is at Andy. But if I was coming from Nairobi or somewhere and surrounding, the MPs that really need to go home, and the law that there is no IBC to be able to do this because they have been arrogant, displaying cartoon.
Parliament just that passed the bill. It has found its way to my office. And I want to tell you, I will be expeditious. It will not go beyond Tuesday, and the bill will be signed and gazetted so that we can proceed with the process. I am just keeping it within the law.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. I think we can get another. I'm having issues with my phone. I don't know why. I mean, fanyele kitu. So let's get.
Hi guys, can you hear me? Osama, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Mila.
So
Proceed.
mine is not, guys have said all the things that guys would have to say. Mine is Mr. President. Probably, I think I should address you as Baba Charlene. Probably you will get where I'm coming from.
And can I have your name if you don't mind? Do you mind saying your name? But if you don't want, it's okay.
My name is Mila.
Mila. Okay, Mila.
So on the eve of the guys who are protesting to the parliament, I'm a photographer and that's what I do. And the guy who was shot, he was shot right in front of me. And it's something that has been living with me in my head since that day. And it really pisses me off. Like, I'm really pissed off. Like, the day you address the nation on that Tuesday, no one was remorseful. Like there was no, like, it's like, I don't know. It's just like life doesn't matter to you guys in the government. Okay, I'll give you that. Later you came and apologized, but still, people in your government walk to TV stations. It's like life don't matter. And that thing, it has been disturbing me because I saw the boy being killed. Even if you go back, you can go check Larry Madowo videos. He traced how the boy was. He was carrying nothing. Like literally, he was carrying nothing. I know you've spoken about this over and over, but my question is, and it's not even a question, mine is probably just go back and reflect. You are a father, you are a granddad. How would someone feel when the child is dead? I bet from where I stand, none of your government officials have even visited the families or reached out to the families from where I stand. Probably you guys just go back and reflect. Do we really matter as people who elected you? Like where do we stand? Where do we stand as young youths? Like the guy called Rex, he was a guy, basically, was a guy who was born in 2002. Now he's dead. How does the mother feel? And some of your officials work in TV stations, go on social media, and they're like, wanajipiga kifua, mtu anajipiga, and that someone was someone died. It's painful, Mr. President. And I'm talking this because I saw the boy dead. I even have the videos when the boy was shot. All I'm asking is let's have empathy. Someone just reaching out, huh? And to the families. That's all I'm saying. Guys, go back and reflect and just have empathy. And then this thing of guys kujipiga kifua, it doesn't make sense. Someone like Nyamu, like, why is he even there? That's all I have to say.
Kuongea manze. Sijui mtanipenda. Ndio ni mzamvibaya sana.
Yeah, speak.
So kitu ya kwanza mi sijui kizungu
Unasikia? Hello?
Sorry, we lost you,
speaking.
my friend. Tulikupoteza hapo kidogo, hatukusikia. Sorry.
You can I speak?
Sorry, good people. I don't know whether are we still online. I don't know whether are we there.
Yes, you're online.
Yes, I can hear you.
Can we go on?
I'm sorry, I can't hear. I can't
Yes.
hear anything. I don't know whether are we on.
Yes.
Yes, we are on your
I think
end.
there's nobody asking question. Perhaps I ask as we get out on the board. Maybe I'm talking too much or asking too much. Forgive me for that, but nobody's speaking. Another question is not another question that I've seen people saying or asking you rather to don't reshuffle the cabinets or the CS, moving from the one ministry to the other. We've seen that one before. What you're seeing is just transferring competence in one field to another department or another ministry. Please get new faces. You have a lot of people around you. You have a brains behind you. When I was growing up, when I was young, at the time of Kibaki, I used to associate being a minister with some smart people, and you are one of those people in your spot back then. Suddenly, this day, you have people. The best they can deliver is just abuses.
And I believe that he is right. You know, that's really a very regrettable situation. And I apologize on behalf of every official who should have done something about that situation. I have explained that the boy who died in Rongai was actually shot by one of the criminals who actually snatched the gun from the police. That criminal was, however, shot by the police because if the police did not shoot him, then he would have caused more deaths of more Kenyans, because these are reckless people. Sometimes some of those people are not even in their correct level of senses, and therefore it is regrettable. And I agree with you. It is really unfortunate that you watched an incident that's going possibly to affect your life for a long time. Sorry about that. And I know you have made reference to me as a father, which is true. I have 4 Gen Zs in my home. And I promise you, they take me to task, you know, on some of these things. And I have to do a lot of explaining some of the time. And this is just the same way I'm explaining to you guys here. I agree that some of our officials are arrogant. Some of them, you know, speak out of turn, and some of them display, you know, obnoxious opulence, if I may say that, which does not just anger the public. Sometimes I call in some of those people, and I give them a piece of my mind, because even Nyamu, I have had occasion to sit her down, you know, and tell her, I mean, she needs to change what she's doing. And you know, when you are in my position, you are also a father figure. You know, some of these young people, they get excited about many things, and sometimes they do the wrong things. And I want to tell you that I know somebody here mentioned Karen Nyamu. Karen Nyamu is a girl I've had to sit her down sometimes and tell her, look, she needs to do things differently. So I agree with you that, but I have also undertaken, I have said, I know what is cutting, I know what's going on, and I have promised that I will be making changes. I know you have said that I should not make changes. I should clean the slate clean. But you see, you don't have the job I have. And there are many things that I have to do to be able to get things done. And it's quite something. But I have had you, and I have had the many Kenyans who have talked on this platform, and I'm very happy that we are having this conversation on X. So let me, I don't know, because I had promised that I would be here up to 5. I think it is now 5:15. And I have another assignment with our Olympics team that are coming to. I have a bunch of wonderful Kenyans who are going to represent us in Paris. They are sitting somewhere outside my office. And with a lot of respect, I want to say to all the people who have asked me the very important questions, very
Mr.
difficult
President,
questions.
I have a final remark before you go. It's Kioti speaking here.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. President, before you continue, I'm Marvin Mabonga. I come from Kimilili constituency in Bungoma County. So, Mr. President, before you go, I want to let you know that in your cabinet, currently we are having so many incompetent cabinet secretaries. For instance, let me give you an example of your friend, Kipchumba Murkomen. Kipchumba Murkomen did law. He has never been in any law firm in this country. He has never won any case. But currently, he's heading the Ministry for Road and Transport. My question is, between, like, where is the conjunction between the Ministry of Transport and a lawyer? In that department, you should be putting there a person who has done even civil engineering, who knows so much about construction. Lastly, the Minister for Agriculture, that person, he even doesn't have a bachelor's. We all know this information. We have the government's website and we Google, we see this information. So, Mr. President, if you are going to give us those people who are incompetent,
we need to make sure
then we are totally doomed. You know, when we elected you as the president, normally they say you set a thief to catch a thief. But this time round, when we elected you, Mr. President, that you can help us now catch those people who are corrupt in this nation, you're just there laughing with them. Look at Oscar Sudi. He's flaunting with 20 million in a bag in a public forum. I'm even told that there is one of the cabinet minister who was caught in Dubai with 20 million cash, and you actually came through him, so he wasn't taken to a court somewhere or arrested. You know that, Mr. President. Personally, where I sit, I want to pay my rent by 10th. But because I finished campus, I don't have any job anywhere. I'm just here in the city seated. I will not be able, because you promised to give us the jobs. But when we elected you, you are now telling us that in the next 1 year, we are not going to employ the youth. Mr. President, do you think that one is not a lie? Lastly, the other day you said, when you were questioned about the boy who was shot, you didn't know whether he was alive or dead. But now you know that the person who shot that boy is not the police officer. Mr. President, do you think that is a reality? That one is not a reality. I'm very angered person, because every time we get to those public offices, We are treated like trash. And that's why the other day I was even on the forefront. You can watch the videos. I was on the forefront in those protests to demand for my right.
The finance.
And now here,
For
Mr.
example,
President, you are
it was
just taking
said
us through
that
the
the
corners, the
finance bill
corners.
had
You are not
matters to
even
do
going straight to the point. Kindly go straight to the point. When you are asked about the person who is corrupt, you say this person is corrupt. He has been working with millions of money. Tell us Omanga bought 60 with 50 million a vehicle which is flaunting now on social media. Apart from that, tell us that this fertilizer was fake, even as much as it was dropped from 7,000 to 2,000, it is full of soil. So why are we playing games with the public money, with the money that our mothers and fathers are going through sweat to get it, Mr. President? Wherever we are not happy. And of course, if these things are going to happen this way, then come 2027, we are going to come out in large numbers, Mr. President. We'll take votes and we'll take those people home, including you. If at all you're not going to fight for our own rights as your people in this nation. Thank you so much. I'm very angered, Mr. President.
Thank you. Thank you.
So,
Thank you, my friend Martin. I understand your anger, and you are perfectly in order to be angry because the situation where you're in out of university without a job is something that I have lived through myself. In fact, when I finished university, I did not get a job until I was elected as a member of parliament. But that's not for another day. But let me tell Martin that next week, for example, as part of our housing program, just hold on. As part of our housing program, we will be hiring 3,600 professionals like yourself. I want to challenge you, Martin. There will be an advertisement next week for engineers, architects, quantity surveyors, and many in the construction field, because we are looking for people who are going to work with our professional firms in our housing program. So tell you, Martin, that we need to separate the issues that are correct and the issues that are fake news. The issue of some minister being found in Dubai, I don't know, last week, with $200 million or something, 20,000. We not only recalled the ones that had not been sold, but we made sure that
our Nini is on Google Map.
I made sure that any farmer who had used fertilizer that was not correct was compensated. They were given an extra bag of fertilizer for them so that they don't end up in losses. I have had you, Martin, as I've had all the good people here. But let me say this in closing. This feedback is very
close, but Miss Jongea,
Please, can I also have an opportunity to speak, Mr. President, before you finish?
Acha kwanza niongee wewe
Janet. If you can be kitu ya kwanza if you can be brief, so that
yeah, I am brief. I am talking in Kiswahili ndio uelewe haraka haraka.
Ndio.
Kitu ya kwanza
Order guys.
Is anyone speaking, or can I speak? Osama?
You can speak. You can speak.
Okay. First of all, good evening, Mr. President and everyone here.
Good evening, my dear.
Okay. So my name is Jeanette Brenda, and I don't have any questions because I feel like the people have asked questions before, umewapeleka around and
Sorry, Jeanette, I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
You're on mute, Jeanette. Maybe we'll get one more, then President closes. There was one more person who really wanted to speak. Now, if I may, you go ahead, please.
Yeah, so good evening, and thank you, Mr. President, for agreeing to come to address the nation here on space. So I have two questions I'm going to ask really. The first question is that, Mr. President, the rules of carbon credit were being developed by the Ministry of Environment, but as youth
Okay, guys, sorry, I think the whole system came down somehow. My technical team here could not put it together. But let me say this by way of closing. I'm sorry that Jeanette Brand improve our whole space about carbon markets and about carbon credit and what else we need to do. Let me conclude this by saying the following. I am immensely grateful for the feedback, immense feedback I have
An overnight sensation? That's what a lot of them say because they haven't seen it. The tireless chase, the sacrifices made, missed birthdays, cold dinners, a life on hold for the perfect shot. It's taken years of working in the shadows to become an overnight success. To become a top photographer.
Be your own man with new Vibe